dices ahorita que me quieres a tu lado, qué lindo sería.
Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Well, the last game in round 15 of Spain's La Liga saw 11th place Osasuna playing at home to 18th place Elche. Osasuna went into the game on a 5-game winless run, while Elche had not won in their last 6 games. The match ended well, leaders Real Madrid squeezed.
That was actually 1-1, Manara. Beg your pardon. It was 1-1 between Elche and Osasuna.
Yeah, so we have that result. Then we had them moving by Sevilla 2-1 thanks to goals from captain Karim Benzema and the late screamer from the improving Brazilian Vinicius Jr. The result kept Real 4 points clear of city rivals Atletico atop the table. Let's hear from their Austrian centre-half, David Alaba.
Of course, we are very happy after this game to win this game. This was, of course, our goal to show a sign, and yeah, I think we showed a really good mentality. Of course, our character too, and I'm very glad. I think it's not a secret that Vinicius is a really great player, and of course, and a really important player for us. And he shows it not only today. He showed it, I think, in the past couple of months that he's in really good shape and very important for us. Yeah, I felt much better today. Yesterday, not that good. But yeah, I did a test today in the morning, and everything went well, and I was very confident to play. Oh, I think I have to see this situation again, but in the first moment I think he felt very easy. Maybe there was a touch, but I guess he felt very easy after my touch. Yes, I think this is our goal, to be on the top of the table for sure, and I think we're there where we have to be, and we have to keep on going. It's still a long way till the end of the season. We have to stay focused, keep on working hard, and try to improve from game to game, and this is what we have to do.
As for Atletico, they shook off a recent poor showing in the Champions League to beat Cadiz 4-1. Well, joining us now to talk about the big games and results from the round is Brent Sancho. Brent, welcome.
Hey, Mariah. Hey, George. How are you guys doing?
We're fine. Well, we'll start by talking about Real Madrid. That win over the weekend, they're at the top of the table, looking really good, right?
Yeah, they're looking good. A lot has been said about Real Madrid, a somewhat slow start. Of course, the surprise loss to Sheriff in the Champions League, and so many more we could speak about. But of late, we have seen the type of performances that champions are made of, and in particular, the old guard in Madrids, Cruz, etc., Benzema, and the new guard in Vinicius Jr. And because of those players within the squad, I think it's given Real Madrid, of course, the chance to sit on top of the table. And you'd have to think, Mariah, that this La Liga championship is really down to how well Real Madrid do from now until the end of the season. It's very difficult for me to see any other team really mounting a significant challenge if Real Madrid is to continue in the rich vein of form that they're currently in.
Well, you say that, and it brings me to my next question. Our defending champions of La Liga, Atletico Madrid, they also had a win on the weekend. What did you make of their performance? Because they wouldn't want to consider themselves being ruled out of the title race.
Look, they'll always have a chance, but the word that we're going to mention when it comes to the contenders is the word trust. I just don't trust Atletico Madrid. I certainly don't trust Sevilla. And these teams, they would show up on one weekend and give you the type of performance that we saw this weekend from Atletico Madrid against Cadiz. And then a weekend afterwards, they'd give you a very poor performance and drop points. And I think that's the difference between them and Real Madrid, and why I sit here comfortably suggesting that this is Real Madrid's title to lose.
And what about Barcelona? They've beaten Villarreal over the weekend. They're now 2 wins in a row. Xavi effect. Too early to talk about that.
Yeah, it's a bit early. But you know, Mariah, this is such an interesting situation. We are seeing a young manager grow up in front of our eyes. And that's exactly what Xavi is doing. He's making mistakes. Yeah. I thought tactically he got it wrong, particularly with putting Eric Garcia at right back. They really struggled. But he's going to make mistakes. Look, he's a young manager, as I said. He's going to try things. He's going to try different systems, different tactical approaches. And for me, as a student of the game, I'm really enjoying watching him grow. And, you know, he has players within his squad that are also growing alongside him. So this is a really interesting project here in Barcelona. I don't think they have enough to go on and mount a serious La Liga challenge. However, as I said, for people like myself who are students of the game, it is really an interesting sight.
Yeah, Brent, when you recently saw Real Madrid up close, live and in living color, you were sat in the stands in the stadium. I don't know if it was the Di Stefano or the Bernabeu. Where were you?
Bernabeu.
The Bernabeu, all right, good. And we know it's still under repairs. And you saw Vinicius Jr. Did you imagine that the intervening weeks between now and then, that we'd be talking about someone who has come on so many leaps and bounds that his teammates are now seeing him as the superstar in the team, and his coach feels it necessary at this point to give him the public endorsement that Carlo Ancelotti has?
You know what, George, when we sat there in the Bernabeu watching him play, Vinicius Jr. was on my side, actually, in the stands that I was sitting in. And every time he picked the ball up, the crowd would stand to their feet. There was an air of anticipation. There was a buzz of excitement. No other player in Real Madrid got that type of course, observations. And it was remarkable to see, because we both know the type of welcome that Vinny Jr. got. He was almost a laughingstock for most of his first couple of years in Real Madrid. But now he's seemingly starting to mold into a genuine star. And I must say, I was really impressed with what I saw that day in his performance. And moving forward since then, his performances is maturing. I listened to his post-game speech. He talked a lot about being consistent. He talked a lot about maturing in his game. And for sure, he's starting to show signs of that. And I'm really happy to see from a Brazil perspective, this is wonderful, because I think if he continues on the trajectory that he's going on, I think he could be a force to be reckoned with in Qatar next year.
Yeah, and last, Brent, the fact is that certainly in my generation, I can't recall Real Madrid buying a starlet and turning that starlet into a star. They buy stars. Some will say, well, they bought Robinho out of Brazil, but we know that Robinho was the biggest name in Brazilian football when he left Santos to go to Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. was just pure promise and a lot of what and ifs and buts and maybes. They took the gamble. So this would be, his development would be Real's project solely. And I think it's going the right way so far, Brent.
Yeah, and you know what, George, and I'm sure you remember this, as I said, when he first got to Real Madrid, he was basically a laughingstock. There was a lot that believed that he may not survive in Real Madrid and he may have to look for greener pastures elsewhere. But you also have to credit Ancelotti, and you said something at the start, that there's a lot of confidence in the coach and manager Ancelotti in Vinny Jr. He gives him the playing time, he gives him the accolades, he speaks very vividly and of course, very promisingly about the player. And I can't think of any other manager, you may correct me here, George, in Real Madrid that has given him the type of plaudits that Ancelotti has given him so far.
Nobody.
And I think it's because of that, and coupled with the fact that when you look at this Real Madrid team, that doesn't really have a clear star. Of course, yes, Benzema is there. But when you look at Vinny Jr., it just seems like everything and all the lines are aligned the right way for this young man to become a massive star in Real Madrid. As you rightfully say, it's something that is we are not used to seeing in Real Madrid, but it's certainly something that is blossomed into something really, really nice. And I'm excited to see what happens in the coming months.
Yeah, we are out of time. I leave you with this, though. Vinicius Jr. is on. I think the penny dropped for him with that starring role in an El Clasico against Barcelona. I think that's from there. His belief in his abilities and his ability to deliver in the biggest games, that went through the roof. And from then we've seen an upturn in his form. Long may it continue. All the best to you, my friend. Thank you.
Certainly, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Good. Break time. Back with more after these.
Que se junten las voces, dime tú porque yo no sé. Lo único que yo sé es que si tú me dices